Tulsa Kings Season 3 Episode 5 Recap. It's been a whirlwind of a time for Dwight Manfredi, Sylvester Stallone, and crew in Tulsa King's third season. They'd gained new partners, the Montags, new enemies, Dunmeyers, and new business ventures, rare bourbon comin' at ya, but their new partner was burned alive by their new enemies in the premiere. They've uncovered a 50-year-old rare stash of bourbon worth millions, had it all entirely stolen, and got every barrel back, all in the span of one episode. A dozen crises later, the Montague distillery is finally open for business. Dwight should expect retaliation, of course, because Jeremiah, Robert Patrick, isn't one to take a loss or back down from a fight. For now, however, Dwight's in full celebration mode and anticipating a bit of a boozy victory lap. Bodie, Martin Starr, and Grace, McKenna Quigley Harrington, succeeded in their plan to pull in buzz for the 50, with numerous publications attending their launch party. Bigfoot, Mike Cash Flow Walden, can sculpt ice. Nomenclature update. An ice association makes him a Yeti, not Bigfoot, but I digress. Cut to Dwight leisurely lounging in bed with Margaret, Dana Delaney, and he asks her how things are going with the man with X-ray eyes. He means Carl Thresher, Neil McDonough, of course, and she laughs the pettiness off. Margaret suggests Thresher should attend the distillery opening, a win-win of sorts for both gentlemen, despite Dwight's trepidation. Cut to Vincent Piazza, calling Bill Bevilacqua on behalf of Quiet Ray, James Russo, who would like a follow-up on his chat with Bill at the end of episode 4. Bill hates being pressured and only respects straightforward dealings, so he wraps the call by telling Vince, if Quiet Ray has an issue with Dwight, Quiet Ray should call Dwight. That's the right thing to do, not this dumb conversation. For at least a moment, there appears to be honor among thieves, mobsters. Dwight gives Tyson a pep talk in Tulsa Kings Season 3 Episode 5 back at the home of everyone's favorite Dixie psychopaths. Cole Dunmeyer, Bo Knapp, approaches Jeremiah, desiring retaliation for Dwight taking him hostage and recovering the 50. You get the boys together, about 8 or so. We might be cracking some heads or something along those lines. When you notify the men, you can run along till I need you, he says dismissively. Jeremiah also meets with the Attorney General to inform him that there's an event that shouldn't be occurring. He wants the AG to crack down on Dwight Manfredi, mostly because he's taken a good time in my life and turned it into a bad one. Jeremiah makes it clear he underwrote the AG's campaign and demands the AG send an inspector to shut Manfredi's event down, or, if you don't, it's gonna get really bad for them. And you. Now, with Tyson, Will, and Dwight prepping to head to the event, the former asks Dwight what his sauce is, the secret to landing someone as much of a catch as Margaret. Humor and breath mints, Dwight retorts. Back at Dwight's bar/casino, the Bread $2 Casino and Cabaret, Cole is chatting up Spencer, Scarlett Rose Stallone, the barista whose abusive beau he chased off prior. He's pleased to find out the man never returned, commenting, I did something right, and insinuating he may consider moving away. It really seems like Jeremiah's indifference to his possible execution has left a mark. Spencer welcomes Cole back anytime. Elsewhere, Tyson drives Dwight to the event, asking Dwight about his definition of a man. After a little banter, Tyson cuts to the chase, musing, what am I all about, man? What's my value here? He's thinking about how his father gives, but he takes, and about his recent mistakes with the crew. How could I be so stupid, so weak to be played like that? Dwight responds, you were stupid and weak, but that happens. That's how learning is done, by mistakes. Dwight gets serious, telling Tyson he shouldn't be so hard on himself, and that he doesn't need to man up, 'cause you're a man to me. A little more of a pep talk, and Tyson has his groove back. Dwight keeps getting interrupted in Tulsa Kings Season 3 Episode 5. Dwight's finally arrived at his big event, and Joanne, Annabella Shara, welcomes Dwight to the distillery with open arms. He compliments her capacity for interior decorating, and Bodie begins to explain the calculations around their profitability. Dwight is informed that Bill Bevilacqua, Frank Grillo, is around, and takes his leave to have a private conversation. We have some serious sh*t happening, Dwight, Bevilacqua says, explaining that Vince has been calling about the bourbon operation. You and me, we're in business together, so what's your plan for dealing with these animals? Dwight says to give it time, and Bill chides him for being so casual. Quiet Ray wants me to turn on you, capice? What's worse, one of his spots was raided. I don't care about Quiet Ray or the feds, Dwight says. Or any threat, real or imagined. This is F***ing big for me. This could be the greatest opportunity of my life. Bill reminds him that, if there's a war, and they lose, there's no opportunity, leaving Dwight pondering how fortune favors the bold. Before leaving, Dwight gets an immediate call from his bomb-making contact. The bomb is ready, but must be picked up immediately. Dwight doesn't want to leave the launch party, but he receives a call from Special Agent Musso, Kevin Pollock, telling Dwight he's been listening in and to take the meeting. Dwight has other plans, but confirms a meeting with the bomber at his casino/saloon. En route, Dwight has another heart-to-heart with Tyson, this time with an edge. People don't get what they deserve, they get what they attract. Tyson clarifies whether he's talking about karma, but Dwight rants further. You think this life you're trying to live here is so special, and powerful, and real, well, there's gonna come a dark check that's due. Well, that's ominous. At the casino, Dwight rendezvous with the watchmaker, who explains that he digs deeply into any prospective clients and admires that Dwight spent 25 years in prison, before explaining that he needs details about the target and its size, and that he wants a hefty sum up front. Dwight names Jeremiah Dunmeyer, gets up, and goes to his safe to pay in cash. You're not a Fed, are you? The watchmaker says on the way out. Just kidding. He winks. Per joke. Back at the event, Mitch clocks Bill's men standing guard in force. He asks the Casey mobster, Your boys look like they're about to do something stupid. Bill asks what he means. You looking to start a war, Bill? Mitch inquires. Bill says he's just protecting his investment. Before Dwight arrives, a smug, crooked inspector named Leary arrives, throwing his badge around, and the team has to accommodate him. Editor's note: the below recap contains spoilers for Tulsa Kings Season 3 Episode 5. It's been a whirlwind of a time for Dwight Manfredi, Sylvester Stallone, and crew in Tulsa King's third season. They've gained new partners, the Montags, new enemies, Dunmeyers, and new business ventures, rare bourbon coming at ya. But their new partner was burned alive by their new enemies in the premiere. They've uncovered a 50-year-old rare stash of bourbon worth millions, had it all entirely stolen, and got every barrel back, all in the span of one episode. A dozen crises later, the Montague Distillery is finally open for business. Dwight should expect retaliation, of course, because Jeremiah, Robert Patrick, isn't one to take a loss or back down from a fight. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more videos. Thanks for watching.